How's it going, everybody? My name is Casual. I'm here with Gemini. If you want to introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Gemini. I play Monster Hunter casually and sometimes stream it, and I also speedrun the game. I have for about 10 years now.
Okay, awesome. So, I guess the first question I have written down is, tell me about your name, because I know I've seen you say before that you're actually not a Gemini.
I'm not a Gemini, no. So my name comes from the song Cassandra Gemini by the Mars Volta on their album Deloused in the Comatorium. It's my favorite album and my favorite song of all time. So that's just where I got the name Gemini.
Oh, okay, I see. I see. That's cool. I like that. My next question I have is, what is your favorite Monster Hunter game?
My favorite Monster Hunter game is Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. It's the game where I definitely started taking the series a lot more seriously.
Which one was your starter?
My starter was Monster Hunter Freedom Unite.
Oh wow, going way back. So what got you into speedrunning?
Um, so on YouTube right now, it's still up. I believe in 2007 there was a task or tool-assisted speedrun made of Monster Hunter Tri, the village up to, I think it was up to Duramboros. It might have been up to something else, but I don't remember. And I thought that was really super interesting, and I wanted to see if there were any people who did RTA runs of the game. Turns out there wasn't much back then, but there was a segmented run of Monster Hunter Portable Third by a player who no longer plays the game. That run is apparently not available anymore, but ever since then, I was just kind of interested in the scene, and I started following, the bigger runners like Cantor X and Cantipermi and all them, and eventually Herney and all the people who popped up after that. And eventually, I started seriously running myself in Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, but I've gone back and done runs in most of the games except for the first Monster Hunter since that time.
Is Monster Hunter like your favorite game to speedrun, or is there like a side game that you really like to speedrun?
My main speed game actually back in 2007 was Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. That's actually where I got my start speedrunning.
Ooh.
I wanna say that the earlier routes of The Wind Waker are definitely some of my favorite speedruns to watch still. But in terms of actually doing speedruns, Monster Hunter and Quake are probably my favorite games to actually run.
Oh, okay, yeah, Quake's a lot of fun. I'm really into like Twitch shooters like that.
Yeah.
So, what made you want to start streaming? Because I know there's a point where it's like everybody kind of has the notion that like they want to start streaming, and then they get to the point where they're just like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna buy equipment, and then even after that, they get to the point where it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna really sit here and like work on my community and work on basically your numbers and try to grow.
So, a very close friend of mine, about a year ago now, it's been almost a year, he bought me a capture card as a gift, and it was the best gift that anybody could have anybody could have gotten for me, honestly. And I just decided, the pandemic was hitting. I'm at home a lot. I'm recording stuff on the side occasionally. Might as well try out streaming. I'm already friends with a lot of people in the community, like Mai and Luna and Kurata and things like that. And subsequently enough, Kurata started streaming at about the same time that I did, and I saw that Kurata was having a really good time doing it, so I said, might as well try this myself, and I kind of fell in love with it.
So, is this year your first year streaming?
I did stream for a little bit back in 2013, 2014. I played a lot of Borderlands on PC and a few other games like Killing Floor, but never really went anywhere with that, so I just kind of gave up after I graduated high school and went into the workforce and university and things like that.
Yeah, I see. I was took kind of the same route. I really wanted to. In like 2013, I was like, man, this is something I want to do, but I never had the money or tools or time really to dedicate myself to it until like recently, where I've started to pick it up again, and it's starting to gain traction. So, when you first started, did you have? Because I know recently you set a goal for the end of the year that you want to reach 1,000 followers. When you first started, did it just start as just something you wanted to try out, or did you have goals set for yourself from the very beginning?
When I started, it was definitely just as a hobby. I really love the community that Monster Hunter fosters, and just being able to share my gameplay to other people is something that was my main goal. I'm still not really big on setting goals with streaming, but when you get close to a goal, it it becomes a lot easier to say, okay, this is something that I want to achieve.
Mm.
But definitely from the beginning, I didn't even think that I would ever hit affiliate, let alone
Yeah.
get close to 1,000 Twitch followers, which is kind of insane.
It's hard to set goals because it's kind of like not even in your control, really.
Yeah, it definitely is. I want to say it's 90% luck and 10%, being a good streamer. And as unfortunate as that is, you can really tell the good streamers based on, their follower to like community ratio.
Oh yeah,
Definitely. Like
definitely.
a lot of the smaller streamers in the community are the people who I would definitely consider to be some of the best just because they're
Yeah,
such great personalities, but the luck hasn't hit them yet.
exactly. I agree. What's different for you when you're recording a video versus when you're streaming?
When I'm recording a video, it's a lot less stressful. I don't really need to think about much other than the gameplay. I have a few projects that I'm trying to work on because a lot of people in the community have asked me to try my hand at creating guide content for the Monster Hunter games. And I find those types of scripted and, like post commentated and things like that, like high effort value videos to be really difficult, which is why I'm really impressed with the stuff that you've put out recently because your videos are all like, even when you first started, your production value was really good. You really have a knack for making these kinds of videos. But for me, when I'm just recording a speedrun, it's just all I have to do is click record and focus on the gameplay and not talk. With streaming, you have to balance, chat interaction. You have to balance, not doing the same run over and over again just to keep people entertained and things like that. So.
Right. There's something about sitting in front of a camera when nobody's watching that kind of just like hits me the wrong way. So I actually do end up writing scripts for my YouTube videos. However, I would really want to not do that, but unfortunately, I don't know. The YouTube flow hasn't hit me yet against the Twitch flow.
Yeah, I feel like it is easier to gain momentum and to gain traction on Twitch, and it's also just generally a more conducive environment to content creation, I personally believe, because there's a lot less that goes into it. On YouTube, you can spend 100 hours making a 5-minute video, and to stream for 5 minutes, it's difficult for other reasons, but it really only takes 5 minutes. YouTube has this big time investment thing for making high production videos that is is hard to get into, definitely.
You don't usually stream with a webcam, and I was wondering if that's just like a limitation on hardware, or if that's just like a choice that you decided, like because I know I have a few streamers and they're like, I just don't want to show my face or something along those lines.
For me, it's not really a problem of showing my face. I do occasionally stream with my webcam on, and sometimes I have canned cam depending on the game that I'm playing. It's not really an issue of like hardware limitations. It's just that some days I really don't feel like adding that extra level of, I guess kind of having your webcam on is an extra level of interaction. And most of the time, I'm just not necessarily the most comfortable with that. I don't think it has anything to do with like self-esteem issues or anything weird like that. It's just some days I turn on my webcam, sometimes I don't.
Right. Do you do any stream like prep beforehand? Like for me, I take at least 30 minutes to just like get some water, prepare myself, get everything set up.
For me, I usually make coffee, make sure I have water. Oftentimes I'll take a shower before stream and start pretty much the second my hair dries. But other than that, not really. I clean up my office a little bit before every single stream just to make sure everything is tidy, because to me, working in a cluttered environment, even if it's just streaming, can, lower your overall mood. So other than, coffee, water, making sure I'm presentable and in a good mood, I don't really do a lot before starting a stream.
I see. Yeah, I need to work on picking up around here. It gets a bit crazy. So are you reaching for partner?
There was a point in my streaming career, probably about 2 months ago, where I decided that I did want to push for partner. Now, at this point in my streaming career, I'm having a lot of fun playing games that aren't Monster Hunter and streaming them, and I'm considering going through my entire Steam backlog, starting from the very first game and playing every game that's suitable to stream on Twitch. So I don't think that's a really viable method to achieve partner, but definitely when Rise comes out, there's going to be a lot of new Monster Hunter streamers hitting partner, and hey, if I'm one of them, then I'm one of them. But it's definitely not something that I'm actively searching for.
I think everybody has like this thought or idea that like, oh man, once I hit partner, like that decides it, but it really doesn't. What decides it is like your community.
Oftentimes when I'm playing other games, the numbers aren't there. I feel like every streamer feels that. There's definitely going to be a portion of your community that's there for you, but I think Ludwig said this best. As long as you're having fun, you're going to be able to maintain more momentum than if you're just forcing yourself to play the same game over again.
Definitely.
Like for me personally, I had like probably over 3,000 hours in GU alone before I even started streaming. So the fact that I had already had that much time in the game, I was that much closer to burnout than other people who maybe haven't been playing the game as excessively as I had since it released. So I definitely do feel burnout, and I don't necessarily always think about the numbers when I'm streaming. Recently, I've just been trying to have a good time, and the numbers are just kind of a side thing for me. When you attach your name as a brand to a specific game, that kind of thing is going to happen no matter what you do.
Yeah.
Excuse me. No matter what you're doing. And it's not really the viewer's fault. If somebody wants to watch me stream Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate or Monster Hunter World or another game, and I'm not streaming that game, I'm not really expecting them to be there.
Right.
And if they are, and they ask why I'm not playing a specific game, I generally don't take it personally. But yeah, it's a lot harder to sit down and stream a game for 8 hours than it is to sit down and play a game off stream for 8 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you that. No matter how much of a social person you are, streaming does put a much bigger tax on your time.
It's like every hour is doubled, basically, it feels like.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I noticed that that you wanted to, I saw on your Twitter that you wanted to take a break from Monster Hunter, and then from streaming Monster Hunter, and then I saw photos, you were just like, I'm still playing on the side. I'm like, man, he's working off the clock here.
Yeah. That's just the thing with me, is that I make jokes a lot about hating the game, and I say this game sucks, but in reality, I love it. And it's one of the things that I enjoy more than anything in life is playing Monster Hunter. So even if I'm not streaming the game, I don't have to worry about me quitting it.
I think a lot of people don't realize how important each game is to someone who plays it. There's always like a deeper level to it. My next question is, do you have like a set schedule for yourself, or do you just kind of stream whenever?
I used to have not really a set schedule, but I used to, and this is really bad for anybody who's just starting out. It worked for me. It doesn't work for a lot of people. Don't do this. But when I first started out, I streamed anywhere from 10 to 15 hours a day because I had recently just got laid off from my job, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to go back to school this semester because of current events in the world and things like that. And I just pretty much streamed every day. I've never really had a schedule though, and especially now, since Cyberpunk came out, I haven't been streaming very much. I think I've streamed 3 times in the past week. I would like to make a schedule in the future, but at the moment, I definitely don't have one.
This next question is a question that I've been wanting to ask basically any streamer, because it's something that kind of like affects me. It's like I try to have a set schedule, never goes to plan. As you can guess. But like my question is like, does your streaming ever affect your want to stream ever affect your life outside of streaming? Like, example, any relationships you have, whether it's like a significant other or it's family member, does that ever get in the way of anything?
Kind of. I mean, I feel like my relationships outside of streaming get in the way of streaming, and streaming gets in the way of my relationships, unfortunately. But, in terms of streaming getting in the way of things, not really. I've been pretty much a homebody, I go to school, I go to work, and then my free time is spent either going on walks or whatever to just get some exercise, or cooking, or playing games, and that's about it.
Are you working on any side projects now? You working on any YouTube videos you got going on?
I've been, probably for about a month now, trying to create a series of guides for the arena quests in Generations Ultimate, but there's a lot of work that's going to go into just the first video. I don't expect it to be out anytime soon. I'll try to have the series completed before Rise comes out, but this is my first attempt at like actual production value video creation, and it's very difficult.
It is,
but
yeah.
It's also enjoyable at the same time.
Yeah, I try to get my my videos take a while because I try to get all my friends involved when filming, and then like also I'm just fucking lazy. I don't really have an excuse there.
Same here.
So do you have, like, for your community, what do you have set up? Do you have like a Discord or something that everybody goes to?
I don't have a Discord really. Honestly, if people want to talk to me and get to know me better, I definitely recommend just talking to me on Twitter. Mai makes fun of me a lot because I'm always on Twitter, but you can find me in my LBG's Discord. I'm quite often hanging around in there. I'm sure you can find a link to it on his stream, even though he hasn't streamed much recently. Yeah, I've always kind of wanted a hands-on approach. I've said since the beginning I have no desire to run my own Discord server. I do have one, but it's for personal friends for discussing speedrunning things, and I very rarely use it. You can find a link to it. There's links out there. You can message one of my Twitch mods and get a link to my Discord if you really want to join. But be warned, I check it about once every 2 months, which is why I just tell people I don't have one.
Yeah, it'd be like that. Besides Monster Hunter, do you have another favorite game?
RuneScape.
RuneScape, really?
Old school RuneScape and RuneScape 3. I love both of those games very dearly. I've been playing RuneScape since 2002, since the very beginning.
I tried to play RuneScape back in the day. We had satellite internet, and it just wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess the next few things I'll ask is just like, do you want to like shout anything out? Do you want to like mention anything, something you're working on, somebody you like, someone to follow, yourself?
If you're looking for people who actively stream, obviously check out Casual. He's a really cool guy. He doesn't always play Monster Hunter games, but his streams in general, I lurk a lot in your streams. They're really pretty good to watch. Yeah. Big Mac. Big Mac. He's a good guy.
He's a boy.
I absolutely love his streams. He plays Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. He's currently trying to collect all the lances in the game. Really, really good guy. And just a few friends that have really helped me along the way. Rossi, twitch.tv/Rossi, ROSSSII, and Roku, MHGU on Twitter. They've been really, really good friends to me for the past almost year now. And I probably would have quit streaming a while ago if it wasn't for the help that they've given me in trying to find out what I truly want to do with this.
Okay, one last question. What are your plans for Rise when it comes out?
My plans for Rise when it comes out, I plan on streaming it as much as I can realistically do to avoid burnout from streaming. I also plan on doing RTA and TA speedruns of the game, so that's gonna be pretty fun getting into a speedrun scene from like the day of release. But yeah, I don't really have any like super big plans. Like I'm probably gonna go hard on it compared to the average player, but I'm not planning on going like super hard on the game. I'm just gonna try to enjoy it as much as I can because it's something that I'm definitely looking forward to, and I feel like a new Monster Hunter game is kind of what all Monster Hunter fans need at this time in our lives.
Okay, well, I think that is actually the end of all my questions.
All right, man. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, no problem. We'll have to play some Monster Hunter sometime.
Yeah, definitely. All right, cool, man.
All right, catch you later.
See you, man.